Hello everyone, how's it going today? Happy Friday! We are back for some more Lego building, continuing on with the Minas Tirith Lego set. And thank you very much for that raid, Gildatung. What were you up to tonight? Took you a while to find a game that, one, played well and did not take you out in the second room. I can understand that. And thank you very much for that resubscription, Lord Canis, and a watch streak as well. Nice. So I do want to announce, for those who didn't see it on the Discord, Zerfall's charity stream will be taking place a week from tomorrow. So not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow on August the 1st. It'll be starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is right when my Spelljammer stream ends. So I will be raiding right into him from that. So I am super excited. There will be party games, there will be prizes, there will be lots of money raised for a good cause. He is doing this for the MS Society of Canada. It is the MS Bike Ride. And myself, Grimmith, probably Bobo the Vulture, depending on how his, like, I think when his kids go to sleep kind of thing. Mysterious JG, Lethal Feline, maybe some other people, I don't know. All of us will be there, so it'll be a great time. Come on out. Help raise money for a good cause. Even if you can't donate any money, then certainly just being there and cheering us on and supporting us, that will be enough. But obviously, if you can donate, that would be greatly appreciated. So I wanted to get that announcement out of the way. I'll try to remember to make an announcement at the end of the stream as well, for those who come in a little bit later. Let's see, started with Tex Murphy under a Killing Moon, which the controls are not great. Then played Willowguard, which you're sure is good, but you got trounced almost immediately, so you finished with Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor. I have heard good things about Tex Murphy. Maybe that's a game that just needs, like, you to spend an hour or two getting used to the controls and then getting into it. I don't know. I haven't played it myself. But I've heard it's good. 10 streaking baboons? Oh no. Thank you very much, Bahamut. So I had a fun day, sort of. Most of it wasn't too bad, but I had a plumber who was supposed to come yesterday in the afternoon, and late in the day he was like, "Sorry, can't make it. I can come tomorrow morning." And I'm like, it's not really the best for me. And he's like, "Otherwise, it's like next week sometime." And I'm like, okay. My shower decided to drip, the shower head. Probably about a gallon an hour. So kind of wanted that fixed. I took to putting a bucket under it and then just using it to fill up my toilet tank every time I flushed it. Waste not, want not. But he said he'd be here between 8 and 9 this morning. So I'm like, okay, fine. That's really early for me. I don't usually get up that early, but all right, I'll do it. I have some other things I need to do during the day, but I'll do that. So I set my alarm for like 7:30, so I have enough time to like shower and everything. And he texts me at 7:22. I'm outside. I'm like, oh crap. A gallon a minute. Yeah, it was a lot. Not a minute. A gallon an hour. Like, it's still a lot, but not quite that bad. Yeah. Very, very much a lot. So I'm glad that I got that fixed pretty quick. Like, it was still a couple days that it was doing that, but, so good that it's fixed now. Oh, so I was pretty sure I knew why. The cartridge that you turn to get the hot and cold water, I'm pretty sure there was some debris in there. Because I noticed that the water in the bucket when it would get full was kind of warm. So yeah, just some debris got in there. I think we have an issue with debris in our water lines. Well, it was just a couple days, and I was filling up that that bucket and dumping it into the toilet. So, it shouldn't be too bad. You know, and it was just a couple days. But yeah, I was like, I appreciated the promptness, but I hadn't even really woken up yet. Doesn't he know that some people don't wake up until 10? Gah. Anyway, so that was the first part of the day. Then I went out to run some errands. Got myself some pizza, which is, you know, always a delicious time. But on the way to the pizza place, my car started having issues. It's been having some issues, and I've been a little lazy about taking it to the mechanic. So that's on me. It's on me. But luckily it didn't on the way home. Like I got into the parking lot, I turned it off, and I drove home. And like when I came back out to the car, I was worried that it might not start or something like that. But it drove home just fine. So that gives me confidence that I can drive it to the mechanic when I get some time next week. You dislike being up before 10 a.m.? I know. Like, all the cool kids are up late. I can be a morning person if I need to be. And I am very, very good at playing chipper to annoy the people who are not morning people. It's a lot of fun. Like, I used to get up, go into work at 6 o'clock, so... Get up at 5 a.m. and hit the gym at 6 a.m. Yeah, like I would get up at 6 a.m. Go into work at 6 a.m. because they didn't like it when I did it, but I did it anyway. I would just skip lunch. I wouldn't take a lunch break, and I'd get out at 2. Like, I can go home and have lunch then. I don't need to take a break at 11 a.m. to get lunch. Okay, there we go. Get that angled there. I mean, I would want to take lunch if it were later in the day, because I can often, like, you know, I mean, you could just get a snack kind of thing and eat at my desk if I'm actually hungry, but you know, or get breakfast, you know, and then I'm fine. But these days, I don't like to get up so early. Okay, I'm not sure if it matters too much if that. So these two on the ends, they're on full studs, whereas this is on an open stud. So this one can go down. This bar can go down more, and I'm not sure if that matters. But the nice thing about, like, working until 2 was that I could, like, go to a movie, an early movie, afterwards and stuff. That was when I was very, very young. You were doing that at work before COVID hit? Get in 6 a.m., get out at 2:30, mandatory 30-minute lunch break? Yeah, and like, you know, it's just it's a mandatory break. It doesn't even have to be lunch. You could just go step outside or something like that, and then actually eat at home. That was when I was extremely autonomous in that job, so it didn't really matter too much when I was getting in and leaving. Cookies. Oh wait, no. I know what you're doing, Bahamut. You just want to get everyone caught with their hands in the cookie jar. Terrible. Okay, that gets on right there. No, That's what they all say. There we go. Helps that you were working with an international team ahead of your local clock, so you had good enough excuse to do so. That is a pretty good excuse, yeah. Why are you coming in so early? Well, because I'm working with people who are already in. I mean, I've heard of some people, like, getting really annoyed with people who work in other substantially different time zones, and they're scheduling things for like 3 in the morning or 8 p.m. at night or something like that, and it's like, guys, you know that there is a little bit of overlap with us? Can you not schedule it for that overlap? Also preparing to go to the new areas in FF6, picking up, you think, the last 3 party members? Well, see, Bahamut, I think by definition it is not inconvenient. Like, it is not inconveniencing themselves. Interesting. There is like a 1 line of pixels from a different part of the book, but because of this white line, I don't know what part that's from. Weird. Anyway. Well, and it's not like you need that. Alright, there we go. And now we get in our 1x5x6 panel. But you want to pick them up, yeah. No, I get it. I always do as well. Alright, so we have, unlike the old style castle window pieces, this is the new style. The old style was 1x5x7. Or was it 6? Might have been 6. Yeah, it was 6. So it had like 1x1 cuts in the 2 corners, 1x3 across as the high and low section. And that also meant that the window, the castle window, was lined up with a stud. This is not lined up with a stud, so if you wanted to give some depth to this by putting a 1x3 arch, because that's the same shape, you would actually need to offset it. So it's interesting. I don't like these as much. Because there was also a little overhang back here that you could put plates on that could be used to support ceilings and floors. These are a lot simpler, but the others were a lot better, in my opinion. Gondorians are so inconsiderate with window placement. Indeed. Indeed, they are. The nerve of them. Like, it's going to be interesting because there's nothing behind these windows, so I'm not exactly sure what purpose they serve other than to break up the plain white wall there. Which, to be fair, is nothing to sneeze at. Wait a second. Missed that getting in there. Windows tend to let in light, yes, but these will not because there's going to be a whole big mountain structure back there. So it, by definition, won't be able to. I don't mean what purpose it serves in the design. I mean in this particular model. Oh, look, rocks! Ah, the best doctor. A window is a convenient way to let arrows out. I mean, maybe for a giant? Howdy, Minor Trader. How's it going? I will put it on its side so you guys can see exactly what I mean by the window placement. How big are D&D giants? Depends on the edition. They are shorter in first edition than second edition. I don't know about later editions than that. Hill giants in second edition are 16 feet tall. Mountain giants are 14, but that's also a holdover from first edition. Let's see. I think storm giants go up to 25, 26, somewhere in there. Did AD&D 2E grid rules have different dimensions on the grid than in 3E? I don't know, because I don't know the third edition well enough, and it kind of depends on what you're looking at. Combat and Tactics, I believe, went with 5-foot squares. But almost every second edition map is 10-foot squares. Like maps of places rather than battle mats. Alright, spare parts. White 1x1 plate, white 1x1 cylinder plate, and a black 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow studs. Black 3L bar. Black 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. Black 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg, and dark gray, not dark gray, a regular gray 1x1 plate flower. You could also have a larger scale for field combat, like essentially missile combat in the open. And generally, you would use yards for that. Okay. We're getting a lot of space here, or getting pretty big here, so I'm going to actually move our friends out of the way. Sorry, Princess Linda. Sorry, Cornflakes guy. It's okay. I still know you love breakfast soup. 26, that's, yeah, I thought I had that right. And everything else is in there. Fire giants are unusually short for their... Like, it's not like a smooth progression, because fire giants are actually shorter than they should be. But that's because they're dwarf-like. They're basically giant dwarves. Or at least they're supposed to be. I don't know that they get that very often in the artwork. I mean, it's still only a couple feet shorter than what it should be. And I think hill giants in first edition are like 12 feet. I think everything got to like 4 feet taller generally, but I'm not positive if that's the actual amount. Mentioned this in Kiko's stream. Giant dwarves makes you think of Verbeeg. See, I see them as, like, they're called human giants or something like that. So I think of them as the most human proportioned, or the most human-like. I don't know how they've been depicted in other editions. It's not like there's a whole lot of 2nd edition art with them. Although I think the giant on the cover of 1st edition's Monster Manual 2 is supposed to be a Verbeeg. Okay, so we got that side, so there we go. Now, I will be honest, my view on the name of the Verbeeg, I really feel like someone decided to say very big, like very clipped. Vodkin vanished? Aww. That's crummy. Cloud are 18, Fire are 12, Frost are 15, Hill are about 10.5, Stone are 12, Storm are 21, all in 3.5. Okay, it looks like they went back to the 1st edition sizes, give or take. Vodkin are kind of like elf giants, but they don't look like elves. They have they have very big jaws and ears that are much too low. Okay, so we've got printed tiles here. Let's go ahead and zoom on in. So the Tree of Gondor, got 4 of them on all 4 sides. There we go. Alright, so that goes right there. Yes, their ears do hang low. I don't know that they wobble to and fro, though. So Furbolg stayed about the same. Furbolg are about 13 in 2E. Alright, so we got an all-white minifig. This new Lego wig element with a crown is designed for the Kings of Gondor. So we got a beard, plain white head. And the hair and crown element. Mountain got boosted up to 40 feet, so they're basically the largest giants? Like, that's even beyond standard Titan size. Good lord. Okay, and that goes right there. It's interesting that they're using plate flowers to separate these. They're still dumb as all get out? Mountain giants? Mountain giants are supposed to be smarter. They have average intelligence back in 2E, I think. I think hill giants have low, but I'm not positive. Got a bit too literal with the name, yeah. Mountain giants are kind of like there is a giant type from Norse mythology that tends to get translated as mountain giant. Blame Grulantor and or Carantor? But why? Why did he make them stupider? Carantor is ugly on the inside. He's not stupid. He's supposed to live in the mountains, not be the mountains. It's very weird because they were 14 feet tall in 1E, which made them pretty tall, all things considered, for a, compared to their close kin, the hill giants. And then they stayed 14 feet because they, like, the 2E write-up for mountain giants was not converted properly. Like, the damage is still the same. It didn't get normalized with the other giants. Yeah, still 14 feet in 2E2. So they got shorter in 2E, essentially, by not staying with the, not getting the same boost that the other giants got. Yeah, Fog are the same height as Cloud Giants. I did that wrong, didn't I? I did that wrong. Dang it. So Fog Giants are very, very closely related to Cloud Giants. That's why they are basically the same height. I think they have basically the same statistics. I think there might even be a reverse treasure designation errors in the Monstrous Manual for 2E. Oh yeah, there are. There are definitely errors like that. Some of the lair treasures are supposed to be in parentheses, but sometimes they are actually the ones listed first. They did have some legally distinct giants in the MM2 for 3E, but they just seem different flavors of desert, jungle, and reef. The ocean giant presented there just looks like giant merfolk. There were giant merfolk in... I think giant merfolk in Beckme, but I'd have to go back and look. I think they might be sea giants there. Nope, just one. Don't need two of them. There we go. And get that right there. I've had some arguments with Forgotten Realms people because in the Twilight Giants series of novels, the main character goes to the ancient capital of Astoria, which has the undead forms of, like, all of the giant forerunners. So, like, you have the first storm giant on Toril. You have the first fire giant on Toril. And it specifically says that there are ones he doesn't recognize. And I've said, like, obvious conclusion, the giant's down in Zakara. For some reason, people resist that. I don't understand it. It's like, it's a really simple, easy, no-brainer kind of conclusion. Why not just have the original types, though? Well, they wouldn't be brought by Spelljammers. They might have left on Spelljammers. Those should not be seen as the origins of all of those giant types, period. Like, everywhere. That should be those types on Toril only. There's actually only one Spelljammer giant that is native to Wild Space, and they're just stone giants. Because no one likes Zakara, Karator, or Mastica. Well, but you don't even need to mention them. They were in the 2E Monstrous Manual, which meant they became generic. And there we go. Alright, now we get some tiling. 2x6, 3x4 half tile. Yeah, Ruined Kingdoms is very good. There's a lot of really cool stuff there. I have unfortunately not taken the time to read up on a lot of the Alkadine products. Just haven't really had time. Alright, let's see. So a black 1x6 here. That goes there. Not doing anything there. I mean, forest giants are Vodkin. Like, that's what that's their other name. Forest giant. An Alaska comic author with a stall? That's cool. Like, does he have stuff published in local newspapers or something? Or does he do his own, like, comic book line or something? There we go, get that there. Ruined Kingdoms has a lot of, like, really interesting information. Interestingly enough, the Complete Book of Necromancers is basically an Alkadine product. Okay, and white 1x1 tiles. Here. And there. Probably unusual that you like almost everything D&D or D&D-like, even Pathfinder. I know people like that. I mean, I think most people have a favorite just because, you know, in a lot of ways, either what they learned or what they just find works best for them. Like, 2E for me works best for me. Alright. Spare parts. We got a gray 1x1 plate flower. Let me make sure. Yep. White 1x1 tile and a gray 1x2 half tile. Alright, that finishes up our first box. So now we need to open up the second box. See, it has a 2 there. I mean, there's also a lot of people who basically just play any game that their friends are going to run, so... Good, didn't knock over my trash can. Alright, let's put this on my lap. There's a 36. We're looking for 19. 33. 29. 31. 24, 25. Okay, 19. Let's put you up there. $26. Okay, 32, so 31, 32, 33, 34, 30, 37, 29, 23, 35. There we go. There's 20. $21. 22. 38, 39, 28, and 27, and another instruction booklet. Alright, so 39 appears to be the last one. Let's put those down there. That's fine. 37, 36, down to 33, down to 30, down to 27. I'm just putting them in a box next to me. Down to 24, and down to 20. There we go. All right. Mountain Giants and 3.5 are taller than Titans? What the heck? Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I think Titans are weird at 25 plus, because they're... I think that's a holdover from... that might be a holdover from first edition, but... I mean, have you guys noticed the heights I'm giving to the Titans in my deity write-up? They're still at 25 plus in 5e. Are they Olympic Titans, or are they these, like, elemental Titans? Oh, we do still have these. Okay, so these are the 4x4s with Technic pins. Technic pin holes. Like, mountain giants are out of Norse mythology, so they should... You know, if you're going to make mountain giants really big, then you should make frost and fire giants really big, too. Giants are different sizes in Norse mythology? Yes, but these aren't individual giants. These are types. You can still have exceptionally large ones who are fulfilling the roles of, like, Uthgard Loki or something like that. Also, mountain giants were the more common giants. Okay, we got 2 macaroni bricks here. Now, hill are the more common? Well, yeah, I'm talking about Norse mythology, not D&D. But, like, if I were to have a very Norse-inspired area, then there would be a lot of mountain, a lot of fire, and a lot of frost giants. They do live on mountains, but so do stone giants and hill giants. Hill giants can also live underground. Okay, so it looks like a, like a kind of a frowny face, but if these 2 are eyes, then this is the smile. And he's like just really giant grin. Just an absolutely giant grin there. And I mean, if a specific campaign setting wants to do something different and have exceptionally large giants, that's fine too. Just like, you should have the generic stuff be consistent. And Kinshir subscribed 56 months. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Yippee! Yippee indeed. Like, that was one of my big problems with the Norse dragons, the Linorms. They don't fit with the standard dragon types in terms of their power and stuff like that. Some of them are more powerful than gold dragons, and I don't think that should be the case. 3.5 mountain giants are the standard here. Mountains live on the giants. Reminds you had an idea for a hill giant wizard that used this here template meant for Eberron that when tacked onto a giant makes him more like their ancestor before the giant civilizations collapsed. Best way to describe how he'd look? Like a runt, but with a more average human-like intelligence. Have you seen the Runecaster in Giantcraft, sir? Okay, now lots and lots of half pins here on all of them. All right. I don't like things that are obvious outliers without an explanation. I like consistency. Like, Radiant Dragons and Stellar Dragons can be stronger than Gold Dragons because they're not terrestrial. They're in Spelljammer where there's a lot of really, really big things. It's okay. Alright, there we go. Got those, and we are turning you around here. And this is going there. Alright. And a 55 stream streak. We indeed. What? Isn't that where adamantine dragons? I need to go back and look to see where they are. I think they're on Elysium. Although Planescape kind of made it out that there's just one adamantite dragon. I mean, meh. Can't fool me. I had age categories. Alright, so 2 of these. Yeah, but rust dragons aren't actually dragons, which I also don't like. If they're gonna change it, shouldn't Radiant Dragons be from the quasi-elemental plane of Radiance? They had to do something to pad out the number of Planter Dragons in 3.5? They could have just not. They could have just not. But are Platinum Dragons real dragons? No. No, they're totally fake. It's a fake! Let me guess, the Shadow Drake became the Styx Dragon? Does it have a bifurcated tail? No, not Shadow Dragons, Shadow Drakes. That's what there's a 2E dragon called a Shadow Drake. I think it lives in the River Styx. But it has a bifurcated tail. Alright, so we got these two, and they go on here and here. There we go. Alright, bag number 20. Oh, also, spare part, a red friction half bushing. Half peg. Technic pin. Whatever. Yeah, serpentine, but do they have two tails? A bifurcated tail. Because I'm guessing that's the 2E Shadow Drake. Or just link me a picture of them in the Discord. I'll look at it later. I'll be able to tell you. Alright, we do have some pieces that we need to get from the other bag, but we will wait until we actually do. I'm just going to assume I'm right, because I usually am. Do they still have adamantine dragons, or adamantite dragons? At the very tip of their tails, they split? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a Shadow Drake. Howdy, Vigastry. How's it going? See, the only planes where I generally want actual symmetry between the planes is the elemental planes. And I don't want it everywhere. I just want, like, the elemental creatures. You know, you've got elementals, quasi-elementals, para-elementals. You got fundamentals for them all. You got methods for almost all of them. That kind of thing. You've got genies for the big four. But I don't think it makes sense to have, like, have something on all the planes. Like, all the outer planes. Conversation's gone from giants to dragons. Is there a monster group you feel doesn't get enough love in PC console adaptations? I mean, I wouldn't say anything gets love in console or computer game D&D. I don't know. I mean, the thing that I always want more of is culture material. Posted? Alright, let me go look. Yeah, that's a Shadow Drake. I'm guessing they saw, oh, we got a dragon here. I guess that means we have to duplicate it out to other planes. The normal 5 we typically get? Oh, you mean Janny? Okay, I was gonna say, wait, what is the 5th element? But it's the Jan. Yeah, no, I like the Jan are an odd thing because it's all the elements together. They're kind of the prime material ones. No, they're not heart element. See, the plane of shadow isn't even an elemental plane, so that kind of eliminates them being elemental creatures. And I want to know why, if there's ice, why there isn't magma, ooze, and completely blanking on what the 4th one is. It'll come to me. Steam. Steam? Yeah, Steam. I think. Tile are meant to be the lack of an element. Howdy, Viber Bunny. How's it going? But they're elemental. Can't have a lack of an element. In part because the lack is an element. That's vacuum. It is in itself its own element. Okay, I think we're actually using all of these here, so let's get these out. Like, it is and it isn't an element. It's weird, because it's a negative quasi-element. They've been forgotten by everyone without an SSD brain like you. See, the thing is, like, having there be ice genies does kind of that would indicate that that Cryonax is getting his way in turning ice into a fifth full elemental plane. And that would upset the balance, I think. I think that would really, really upset the balance. It doesn't really matter, though. Like, his goal is to just promote the plane of ice to a full elemental plane, which would be very, very, very damaging to the balance. Either another elemental plane would have to, I think, have to devolve, or you'd get two whole new para-elemental planes, you'd get two new quasi-elemental planes. Like, that would actually be a fun adventure of, oh no, everything is going to hell. Why is everything breaking all across the multiverse? Oh, it's because Cryonax got his way, and now you have to go fix it. Because it can't be sustained. Any demi or hemi elemental planes? No. Like, even calling them para and quasi-elemental planes is more of a convenience of language than anything else. They're basically planes of transition, planes of mixing. I mean, not every Greek scholar agreed on what were the elements. They didn't all believe in the there we go. They didn't believe in the equality of them. So even though it comes from Greek, it's really more of a classic, like a medieval alchemy thing. Which, I don't know how I'm going to do Hermes Trismegistus. That'll be an interesting one to do eventually. All right, so spare part, a black Technic friction pin. And here we have, this is the width of this, and this is the depth of this part. It's not going to get, like, I mean, other than, like, connecting up here, it's not going to get any further out here, and it's not going to get any further out to the sides. So there is that. All right, bag number 21. Yeah, it was a lot of big parts. I feel like all those names are very silly. All right, a 1 2x4 plate. Get that 1 2x4 plate in first. All right. What'd the game do, Bahamut? It'll be interesting to see what people say when I start making possibly controversial decisions about Greek deities. One-shot Sealies. Well, that's fun. Oh, no, that goes all the way up there. All right. Like, one thing that I'm probably going to do is merge Eos and Hemera. All right, there we go. Get that on there. Playing Wizardry 8, got to Nessie, Monk went first, immediately KO'd it. It died halfway through the second turn without doing anything. You might be overpowered, sir. Blending gods together is traditional. It is true. It is true, but I'm bound to do that with someone's favorite deity. How dare you unsub? I have no idea what the proper pronunciation is. I say Celes because I cannot say Celes. Like, I either want to say Celeste or make it long. Plus, like, I tend to make a lot of vowels long in... I don't know why. I just, like, I see an unknown word, a name. I tend to make vowels long. You just call her Celeste. I mean, I've seen a lot of people call Yuffie... Like, I always called Yuffie Yuffie. Because, again, see that single... that single vowel, and I want to make it long. And Yuffie sounds better than Yuffie. But I've heard people say Yuffie, and like it just sounds wrong to my ears. But in the I don't know if she showed up in any of the other like Advent Children or anything like that, Crisis Core or whatever. But in the remake, they do call her Yuffie. The One Ring has a will of its own. It betrayed... Oh, I'm sorry. I got this totally wrong. The One Ring TM has a will of its own. It betrayed Isildur TM, and some things that should not have been forgotten were lost. Funnily enough, Nessie is actually immune to instant kill moves, but not KO, which is effectively an instant kill. Yeah, that is weird. I don't remember Nessie in that game. It's been a long time since I played it. Kingdom Hearts calls her Yuffie as well? Oh, that's true. That is right. She does show up in that one. Yang in FF4 is pronounced Yang. Yeah, I'll stick with Yang. Should have put an O in there if you wanted something else. Oops. Nope, these are incorrect. Oh god. Am I going to get this out? There we go. Mistakes were made! Not by me. They were just made. It is impossible to know who made them. Mystery of the ages. You blame Bill Gates? That's fair. That's fair. Shadow Giants are in 3.5. Sometimes you can be surprised by things no one uses. Ah, but are roaches in 3.5? That's the question. R-O-H-C-H. I am pretty sure I am one of the few people to have ever used them in an adventure of their own design. Camera free? Oh, yeah, that is weird. Huh. Hold on. My audio is coming through okay? That has not happened before. Huh. Okay. I've never had this happen. It's not... I don't think it's loose. Unless it came loose on the back end. Alright, only way I can try to fix this is ending the stream and restarting OBS. So I'm going to be right back.